The next day, I found Butte and some others here in Musina. They tell me this is not their first attempt. Once before, they've been arrested and deported and their van confiscated. Now they've reached Musina again, but are stranded. Don't they know that you are in this house?
Maybe or don't know, because mustn't get a labas there 1-1.
1-1. What if they pimp you? They report you to the police?
Arrested.
You'll be arrested. Are they locals or they are also Zimbabweans?
They don't know.
Huh?
We don't know.
So what is it actual that made you to stuck here?
Let's go to Rabbi Maziperi.
We have got the car here, the transporter. Who is transporting the people? On a transport. Who is the driver? Who driver? Manje ngopelo ulela abantu phela.
Hayi angizazi ngibamba. Ngibengina sabo uthethwe so bawotha imoto so ma wotha imoto so zama ukuthi mo. So zama ukuthi thatha imoto manje ngifuna yikho ngisho.
How much is needed for you to release your car? 1,000 rands. With police patrols on the move, many border jumpers get arrested before they can make it to South African cities.
The border line is being policed by the South African National Defence Force, but we also every now and again conduct patrols. Just to give you an idea, on an average, we arrest something like about 50 people a day. Just to give you an idea, just this past weekend, after this weekend, we deported 350 people back. I mean, that averages to more than 100 per day over the weekend. In some cases, they've arrested the same person between 5 and 10 times. They're kept in a temporary detention facility. That is where it's our responsibility to have them housed or rather sheltered with proper food, proper sanitation and with food. But there isn't a situation where, except for weekends, where they would be kept in temporary detention for more than, say, 18 hours.
Amongst the group of detainees, I found this man who had crossed the river with me. Not only Zimbabweans are kept here. Some come as far as Ethiopia and DRC.
From Zimbabwe to here, we use the truck. So when we go there, there's a lot of blocks, they catch us. They brought us here.
How long have you been here?
From Friday until today, and they promised us the migration come, but they didn't come.
We stay here long time. I think Friday up to now means I think long time. We are refugees, so everybody is sick. The problem is hotness.
The challenge comes in over the weekend when we arrest these people, and the numbers can grow up to, as I said, this past weekend, we had 350 people. So the numbers could grow up to that amount, perhaps even more, but sometimes lesser, and then they only deported on a Monday morning.
And we're still inside, and it's very hot. You can look yourself.
Did you eat bread this morning?
Some of them.
There was Zimbabwe only. But as refugees, we don't eat. We didn't eat.
We are responsible to feed them, and they are being fed. The unfortunate situation is because of the numbers of people we have there, they can only be catered for so much. That's why we try to keep them for as short a space of time as possible. I think the strategies are effective in a sense that, I mean, given the fact that so many people are being arrested a day, the actual deployment there is effective enough to prevent the majority of the people actually coming in through our borders.
The army and the police are not effectively controlling the situation. As farmers, we're entitled to defend our properties and my staff. Now, I personally believe if the army and the police are not in a position to control the situation, surely I should be at liberty to look after my property and my people.
Well, since the beginning of the year, we arrested just a little over 2,000. That's since the beginning of January to date, a little over 2,000 undocumented persons were arrested. So that will give you an average of between 50, 55, up to 60 a day.
Yeah, I know that I'm breaking the law. But through how I live, there's nothing I can do. I assist people who are stranded and for them to be in Joburg. I've been arrested for more than 20 times. After they arrest me, they just locked me in Messina, but they deport us maybe the following day back to Zimbabwe. It's not a problem because it's not like somebody who did a serious crime. It's horrible, it's dangerous in the river. I'm just working for the sake of money, but it's terrible.
You know, you can't really blame these people for what they're doing, but as I say, you know, it makes our life very difficult here. I suppose when a country is in the way it's in, like Zimbabwe, then one would automatically, instinctively look after one's family and try and get a better life somewhere else. But the fact that there's no control and there's no compensation and there's no way to control it, it makes it difficult.
It's time to go our separate ways. I leave my group of border jumpers in Musina. I hear later that some made it to Joburg. Others were not so lucky.
I'm going back to Joburg now, mission accomplished. I've got a story to tell. But I just hope that one day our country will change for the better, you know, because border jumping is Western death itself. There you smell death. So I just pray that one day things will just change in our generation, because I would like to experience it myself. Maybe it will take a decade to change, but the thing is, then we'll be having something to say, that to tell our children that, no, we once went through such a situation.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the news at 10. I'm Lerato Mbele. Thank you so much for joining us. We start with the headlines. Government wants to halve the rate of new HIV infections by the year 2011, and this emerged during a meeting between the Department of Health and the Parliamentary Committee on Health, which happened today. Government also has plans to introduce treatment for 80% of people living with HIV. The main focus will be on encouraging the consistent use of condoms in order to achieve these particular aims. Officials also want to improve the screening and the process of diagnosing HIV through voluntary testing. The plan will be discussed at a national conference to be held next month. Ishmael Ayob will have to pay back more than 700,000